Within Chainsaw Man, if there is one character who rivals Denji for being unlucky to a level that is almost a cosmic joke, it is Kobeni. But what if her constant run of bad luck wasn't just some sort of running joke the author has put in place to lighten the mood of what could otherwise be a depression fest, but instead a clever ruse to discreetly show what devil Kobeni is contracted with and what power they possess? I am the anonymous weeb, and this is my speculation and ideas regarding what devil Kobeni is contracted with. First, let us consider a few things, such as the fact despite all the bad luck she runs into, from being born into a family that seemingly doesn't care about her and treats her more like a resource, all the way up to being one of the final's few named characters left to see Makima's rise to power and fight against the Chainsaw Man, she has survived and is arguably better off than she has ever been. Yes, she thought she would have to stay in hiding for life, but in her own words, that is a good thing because it gives her an excuse to cut off her leech of a family. Just to recount some of her more notable misfortunes, she got caught up in the hotel nonsense with the Eternity Devil, she got mixed up with the shootings, found herself having her car destroyed or otherwise damaged several times, got dragged into hell, ended up working in an abusive restaurant, got taken on a date by a berserker Chainsaw Man, got targeted by Makima, and above all else, her car got ranked higher than her in one of the earliest fan popularity polls. Her life is just one misfortune after another, but she is also undeniably lucky, to an absurd degree. She not only survived all those absurd situations, but she fought Katana Man and the women with the Snake Devil contract, evading the strike and somehow managing to chop off the weapon hybrid's arm despite the obvious difference in physical capacity, and was capable of avoiding the apparently indiscriminate toll which comes from asking for the Chainsaw Man's help, which is death, as Makima puts it. Chainsaw Man cuts down those who ask to be saved and those who they need saving from. But somehow Kobeni avoided this fate, something not even Makima herself was able to do after asking to be saved by the Berserker Chainsaw. I have heard in the past people say jokingly that Kobeni has the bad luck devil because she has so many bad things happen to her, seemingly due to random chance, or just a luck devil in general, but what I wish to present is a somewhat similar idea. Because if Kobeni had a contract with such a devil, with an ability that seems so far-reaching, I doubt it is something she would feel the need to not reveal. But if she had a contract with a devil that could potentially cause the downfall of the people around her to save her own life, then they might be more wary of her. The devil I believe Kobeni has a contract with, is the Karma Devil. This contract would make it so in her everyday life mostly she would suffer from misfortune, therefore building up good karma for when it is needed. I believe this would be a passive effect, with her luck only truly flipping when her life is put into imminent danger. As for what she would pay for such a contract, perhaps this devil takes Kobeni's good karma from her everyday life for itself, therefore increasing its own natural luck reserves, of which it would most likely have a much stronger control over due to what it is. This contract wouldn't be able to save her from an impossible situation. Rather imagine it being something like how she has a 1% chance to cut off Katana Man's arm. When the contract activates, she suddenly has a 50% chance or higher, depending on how much karma she has stocked up, going up to a 99% chance. As I doubt this devil could make anything a guarantee, it still requires to have a chance of failure no matter how small, otherwise I feel like it becomes a different devil entirely. I feel like the reason Kobeni keeps this devil a secret might be because the fact that she has no guarantee how her good karma will be used, making it even worse than a bad luck devil in my option. If you know someone is supernaturally unlucky, you can plan around it, expect the worst at all times, but a karma devil where luck can flip on the fly and 1 second you might be fine and the next you trip over and get stabbed. So Kobeni doesn't. That just sounds like it is asking for people to start blaming absolutely everything on her and her contract even when she has nothing to do with it. Constant bad luck is better than random luck is what I'm getting at, not to mention a bad luck devil would probably cause just as much bad luck for the people you're fighting, whereas the karma devil would probably only affect the person with the contract directly. Also, given Kobeni's timid nature, I doubt she would want to give anyone more of a reason to get upset or angry at her. The poor thing was basically given the choice of selling her body or throwing herself to the devils by her own family, so it's no wonder she wouldn't want to bring up something which could potentially get other people turning against her. As for how this devil would actually look, well, you could go down the route of a black cat playing up the negative side of karma, which is probably what most people fear with respect to this devil. You could even make it like a traditional Japanese monster cat with two tails. If it did go this way, I could see the cat having pupils resembling the symbol of yin and yang, playing up the whole disparity between good karma and bad karma. I could also see this devil's color changing depending on the amount of karma it has gained from contracts, being black when it has very little and being white or golden when it has a lot. As for the strength of this devil, well, that would entirely depend on what kind of state it is in, but I doubt it could tango with some of the big shots like the gun, bomb, control, blood, darkness, chainsaw, and a couple other top tiers. Rather, I'd see this devil as being one which mostly doesn't directly intervene with other devils, preferring to act from the shadows, just slightly nudging things to go in the direction it wants. Sort of like a shadowy figure which is just manipulating things from the background, almost in a similar manner to Makima herself. Which would not that be something? The whole time Makima was considering Kobeni a toss-away pawn for her grand plan, while Kobeni was unknowingly being moved around as a countermeasure to Makima herself by this karma devil. After all, it's pretty clear devils aren't too fond of the control devil, given how she was spawn killed in hell the moment it appeared there and got booted right back to Earth. I could just imagine at some point way down the line, we actually get to meet this devil, and turns out they were playing an even longer con than Makima. Throughout the series we would get subtle hints towards Kobeni being more and more deliberately directed by this devil without it being outright confirmed, until whatever scheme this devil has been working towards comes to completion or near completion. This might even set up a fun little story arc for Kobeni to grow past her insecurities and reliance on the power of this devil, to take charge of her own life and stop letting herself be pulled around by the whims of fate and by someone else, giving her some actual true character development, which I'm all for, and don't say that it can't happen. We all know how crazy Fujimoto can be at times, so anything is possible. But that's all I have to say on the subject. As usual, these videos aren't supposed to be a truly deep dive into the concepts, because as only one person I have a limited capacity to think on all the possibilities. Rather, they are to create a springboard for conversation between like-minded individuals, so we can all discuss among ourselves about the infinite and endless possibilities which await us in part 2 of this masterpiece. But anyway, if you want to hear more of my ideas and thoughts on Chainsaw Man, feel free to subscribe and hit the bell icon to hopefully get notified when I post another video. If you like this one, feel free to like the video. And finally, if you have any ideas for other video topics you would like me to cover, write it in the comment down below.